Capitol Hill to Wall Street. This is Politics and Profits with your host, Rick Amato.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Rick Amato. It's time for Politics and Profits.
We follow the trends on Capitol Hill that lead to the profits on Wall Street. We expose the hard facts of what your elected officials are doing when you're not looking. And we show you how you can profit from their politics. The American dream is alive and well, and you can be proud to call America your home. And now, it's Rick Amato.
Welcome back to Politics and Profits, everybody. So there is an international governmental climate change conference coming up later this year in November of 2021. And my next guest says that the main goal of this conference is the governments behind it want to banish fossil fuels. And by doing so, they're putting the entire world population at risk. Let me welcome the author of Clean Energy Explotations. I should mention that book has been nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, no less. He's the founder of PTS Advance. He's also energy ambassador at the Heartland Institute. Let's welcome back Ronald Stein. Ronald, good to have you with us.
Rick, glad to be back.
So this international governmental conference on global climate change, one of their main agendas is to eliminate fossil fuel. That should be not really a surprise to many people.
No, it isn't. Governments around the world, our Governor Newsom, President Biden, all want to get rid of fossil fuels. The problem is they have no backup plan because electricity from breezes and sunshine is only electricity. And electricity can't make all the products that we get out of crude oil. And it's, like you say, it's like jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. They want to go cold turkey and get rid of fossil fuels at any cost. Well, you get rid of fossil fuels, you get rid of the fertilizers, the asphalt that makes our roads, everything you see in hospitals will disappear because it's all made with products from fossil fuels. And communications will go out the window. Your iPad, you got to turn it in because you won't be able to replace it. It's like I say, it's kind of like say, jumping out of an airplane without a parachute. There is no backup. Fossil fuels came into existence around 1900, right about the time we invented the automobile and the airplane. And we used fossil fuels before that for like kerosene, a few products. But once we learned how to refine it and get all these derivatives out of it, and the derivatives make everything. We now have like 6,000 products are made with those derivatives. Well, we've had over 100 years to clone it or come up with an alternate, and we have not been able to. And yet today, we want to get rid of oil. I mean, even Governor Newsom was in the press yesterday. He wants to reduce or eliminate oil production. Well, he had to have a backup plan. You get rid of oil, what's your backup plan? Because planes fly on the fuel. Hospitals live on all the products that are made with the oil derivatives. And it would affect, like I say, the entire world, 8 billion people.
Well, it's interesting, and I hear you mention airplanes fly on the oil. Al Gore, who flies a private jet, says it's important for him to do so because it's important where he needs to be on time. But shame on the rest of us.
He can justify anything.
He can justify anything. But does this group that wants to eliminate fossil fuels, they're meeting at the International Governmental Climate Change Conference, are they suggesting anything at all as an alternative, as a backup? I'm hearing you say, no, there's no backup plan. Is there a little bit of diluted talk of a backup plan that's being mentioned but lacking in substance?
Well, I want to agree with you. It is diluted because they keep talking about renewable energy is going to replace all fossil fuels. But renewable energy is wind turbines and solar panels,
Yeah.
which rely on breezes and sunshine. Breezes and sunshine can produce electricity. That's the only thing they can produce. They can't produce asphalt. They can't produce all the oil derivatives that makes everything in a hospital. So the confusion is they believe electricity is renewable energy, but it's not a replacement for fossil fuels. In fact, if you look back in history, back around 1900, electricity came after, I want to spell that word, AFTER, after fossil fuels, because all the pieces and parts that make electricity work, that make wind turbines, that make solar panels, are made with the oil derivatives. So you get rid of oil, you get rid of the solar panels, you get rid of the wind turbines, and you have nothing.
And you know,
living in pre-medieval times.
and you know, Ronald, you are the only, unless I'm missing it, you are the only person out there in the media that I hear talking about derivatives. They're not even part of the conversation as far as I can tell.
I'm surprised that it isn't, because I mean, people basically degrade. They do it in different terms, but they don't come down to the basics, because all the op-ed articles I've written, 3 books I've written, we basically put it in layman's terms so that the average citizen can understand it. But yeah, I read these documents and they're saying the same thing I am, but I could say it in a couple sentences. Like say, what's your backup plan? They can degrade the concept of EVs and the concept of what they want to do, but the bottom line is it's the 6,000 products. How are we going to replace them?
Yeah.
Because electricity can charge your iPhone, but it can't make your iPhone. You can make the defibrillator work, but it can't make the defibrillator.
All right. Important. It's not important. It's critical what you're out there talking about, Ron. And I'm glad. I really am humbled that you're here giving this message, and want to see how we can deliver this message across America as much as possible. It's critical. Again, the derivative issues are not being discussed. We're out of time. Any final comments, Ronald Stein?
You can check out my website, energyliteracy.net. My books are there. My articles are there. We just want to get people to be energy literate so they can talk about energy at the dinner table and not be blown away by these executive orders that do have unintended consequences. The unintended consequences are dire.
They're dire. As you say, they put the world population at risk. All right, the book is called Clean Energy Explotations. It's been nominated, ladies and gentlemen, for a Pulitzer Prize. The author is Ronald Stein. Folks, keep an eye on what's happening at the government level and at the political level, I should say. And bear in mind that there's more here than just solar power that's at risk. All right, Ron Stein, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Back with more after this.
Politics and Profits with Rick Amato is brought to you by Liberatory Accounting, the IRS problem solvers. To find out how Liberatory Accounting can help you, call 877-6-SOLVER. That's 877-6-SOLVER.